Marco Rose said in the press conference that it's really unfortunate that Šeško has these big feet, because otherwise it wouldn't have been offside.
Yeah, obviously.
And you were jumping so high. I couldn't believe you were.
It was
the world champion in high jump.
Yeah, like Sergei Bubka, almost.
Without the pole.
Yeah, without the pole. I didn't need the pole to jump 6 meters high.
Great performance.
Yeah, thank you.
And welcome to RB Global Tracks, which is Leipzig's fresh RB Leipzig podcast in English, brought to you by Richard and Mario. And amongst us, we are season ticket holders, passionate supporters, and not very neutral local pundits. Both of us have been following Leipzig football since our childhood days, so if you want to hear about RB Leipzig, capture the mood of the fans in the city, and if you want to go beyond numbers and statistics, you are in the right place. We're delighted to welcome you on board. Let's go. Auf geht's, Leipziger Jungs, and a very good evening to you, Richard. How the devil are you?
Good evening, Mario. Thank you. I'm fine. So we had a very tasty meal tonight. Maybe, or at least as sweet as our win was that Saturday night.
I'm glad for you. That is very good. Do you know, we had noodles, leftover pasta, because the kids yesterday didn't eat it all. So there you go. Truly, thoroughly enjoyed it. Richard, what are we going to talk about today?
So today, I already teased it. We're going to talk about our success versus Fußballclub Union Berlin, some club-related news. And we're looking out to our next encounter on Saturday versus or away at FC Augsburg.
Puppenkiste. There you go. Hopefully we come away with 3 points. Anyways, let's have a look back at RB Leipzig's last match, and it was cause for celebration. 2-0 win. Very good. Atmosphere was really good. It was kind of mild, a bit rainy. It was raining all the time, but you know, we all have a roof. We were sitting very dry. Atmosphere-wise, it was actually what I was hoping for. I was hoping for good support by RB Leipzig supporters who were also patient. Even if not everything was going right for the first time, the team got the support, got the vocal support, and what really helped us, and it is a tradition, Union Berlin and Union fans, your silent protest in the first 12 to 15 minutes kind of varies. It did take place again this time. But this time it was protesting against the Deutsche Fußballbund, or DFL, opening the doors for investors. So they were signed for 15 minutes. But I have to say, throughout the whole game, they weren't as loud as they usually were. So it was a little bit different than in other times. And I didn't spot as many as Union fans as usual. And it could be the time, 5:30 in the evening on a Sunday, when you have to travel back to Berlin. It's about 1.5, 2 hours. It does take some time to get back. But thank you for the guys who were there. It was good support for Union, but the whole crowd, home crowd, did support the team really well. And we did see the return of two veterans. It was...
Wie immer beginnen wir mit unserem Torhüter. Unser Mann mit der Rücke Nummer 1, Peter! Rücke Nummer 4, Willi!
It did have the effect of the team being a little bit calmer. That was my impression. Both of them had a really good game, and everyone was really impressed by the performance of Xavi, Golpenda, and Olmo, and Schlager improved, so that helped as well. So it feels like, although it wasn't a great and brilliant win, it was a solid win. It was a solid performance, and everybody's just relieved. But we can talk whatever we want to talk. Maybe somebody else can sum it up for us much, much better. Because as we was walking out, we were bumping into a gentleman named James. James lives in Leipzig, works in Leipzig as well. And I think he gave a good verdict of the match. Let's listen in.
So, we're here with Richard, but Richard's just looking on. We have a 2-0 win over 1. FC Union Berlin, which we love. We just bumped into James. Yeah. And James, what is your verdict of this match today?
I think we played really well. We controlled most of the game. The red card obviously helped the team, yeah. But considering our previous results, new goalkeeper and a new goalkeeper right now, which is the goalkeeper. And you see that the defense was more organized. The defenders, obviously, Orban has been there for a while. You could see the organization at the back. We played. I don't know what the positions were. What the position really was. I've not yet checked the stats, but I think we controlled the game really well.
It's true. Most of the time, that was my impression as well. But sometimes you still got this uneasy feeling when, towards the end of the first half, it felt like Union's getting back into things. But I agree with you as well. Orban was a really stabilizing factor. Pete had a clean sheet. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I mean, Gulacsi's first game for a while, right? I think sure. You couldn't tell, right? It was just in there, calmed the defense down, calmed everyone down, kept putting his hands up and down. Everyone seemed calm and everything. I know the home support probably helps as well, but Union Berlin is a good opponent, right? So that was a pretty good result, right?
It was a very good result, and I was kind of disappointed that the third goal was disallowed. Yeah, Šeško had a brilliant match today. Yeah. But what about number 5, Chad? That was his first game today, wasn't it, for RB Leipzig?
What? Is he French? Because I checked him out before. He's French. Came from PSG. Probably 19, right? 194. What was that? Centimeters or something? How tall is he? Super tall, right?
Super tall, and to be honest,
I don't think there's a taller player I've seen. 196 I think actually. I remember checking him out. It's taller than Gulacsi, and Gulacsi is like 191. It's super tall. The pass he gave, that little pass, run off confidently, run the pass. Like he knew it was a sketchy moment for any novice. He played quite well. What was it? 196.
You spot on, mate. 196.
Yeah, I was checking him out before. Really good. Really
to be honest, when he came on, it was number 5. I had Upamecano vibes.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a new Upamecano, right? I see that.
Did you actually see the last match when they played Stuttgart?
No, I didn't watch the game. But you
didn't miss anything.
The results were terrible, right? Unbelievable.
And how does it make you feel for the next match when they play Augsburg? Augsburg's always been a tricky one. Do you think we're on the up now? We have a bit more confidence?
I watched the game of Augsburg once. Actually, I went down there, flew down there. I think it was 1-1. It was a couple of seasons ago, right? I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be fine. Augsburg is not the trickiest competition. I mean, I'm thinking about more the week after that with Mission Gladbach. Is that? I think that could be an interesting game. Yeah. That could be interesting, but I think we're good. I think the confidence is up. The team seems stable. I think we'll do fine.
Are you going to be here versus Gladbach? You're going to make it?
I'm going to be here for Gladbach for sure.
Richard's on you. You're gonna have to meet James.
I will. James, we'll meet again against Gladbach. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll be on good terms like today. A 3-1 win would be amazing. But a win anyway. A win would be good.
James, been a pleasure. Thank you very much for bumping into you, and I'm going to run into one of your restaurants.
No worries. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. No worries.
Nice meeting.
So, I think he summed it up quite well. Not sure if you agree with everything, but how did you see it, Richard? Oh, sorry, before you start, thank you very much, James, for letting us talk to you and for your contribution to this episode. It's much appreciated.
No, he was quite an expert, right? So I think he nailed it pretty much. So yeah, Orban obviously organized his defense very, very well, and it was like he never left. So he was his first match after a long injury timeout, and I looked into his numbers, looked into his stats, and I recognized he had 99 touches, 82 successful passes, which is like 93.2%, 3 blocked shots or blocked passes. And this is pretty much the same level he showed us through our last season. So it's impressive and amazing. So it's like he is back, and he's back on track without any warm-up time or something like that. No, it's really impressive. And I think this helped Lukas Klostermann also a lot, and the whole defense helped it. So Lukas Klostermann also a remarkable good game. Yeah. And obviously, he benefited from that Orban back on the pitch. So And what I wanted to mention, you talked about the disallowed goal from Olmo, and have you looked the replay in the TV show afterwards?
You
Did
mean
you?
that beautiful
Yeah.
pass of Olmo's? I would have broken my legs, I think.
Yeah, like 99.9% of any people out there. So there's literally not much guys out there, even in professional football players who are capable of doing that. And he does, and it looks so smooth, so easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, this would have been the assist of the year without a doubt. So unfortunately, it was taken off.
Marco Rose said in the press conference that it's really unfortunate that Šeško has these big feet, because otherwise it wouldn't have been offside.
Yeah, obviously. So,
I thought that was a very interesting comment.
And and we saw how important Xavi is in our offense. So this is nothing new. We talked about this earlier in the season, and he's clearly an outstanding talent. And yeah, when he's not there, this is a huge hole, a huge gap that could not be filled with anyone else. So yeah, good, he's back. And then I found an interesting stat afterwards, and it goes like this. So we had 1.1 X goals and Union Berlin 0.5. So okay, and then when I saw this, I thought, I felt it should have been more. So we have this shot to 2 goals, and then we had this amazing header from Šeško just before the halftime. We had this chance from Olmo midway through the second half. With where Schwolo made an outstanding save, and then we had this Xavi shot right before the final whistle, which was disallowed by Schwolo, who tapped it onto the crossbar. So, and if you sum this all up, this is only 1.1 X goal, and you think, this is not much. But now here comes the stat when I thought, this is interesting. So if you discount our X goals we had out of set plays, so like corner kicks or free kicks, something like that.
Yeah.
Union Berlin had more than we had.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
They were harmless.
Yeah, they
had nothing, to be honest.
So, but on the other hand side, this means that our strikers were pretty much harmless out of the play, out of the fluent football too. So this is something we have to keep an eye on, I think. And if I think we showed a good performance, but not as good as the first 45 minutes we played versus Leverkusen, and not as good as the whole 90 minutes versus Frankfurt. So I think
it was solid, wasn't it? It was a solid performance. Solid. We got the win.
Yeah.
3-0 would have been, I think, more justified, and also the way they played. But it did feel like a fire is put down, and we're just trying to ensure it doesn't ignite again. Is the first step to a longer recovery. Nothing. Yeah. It wasn't brilliant, but everybody was relieved that we've got the result. We played well, or they played well, and we've got the 3 points.
Absolutely. And finally, it was the right decision to keep calm and not throw everything. Yeah. Stay focused and keep calm and do the things that worked earlier this season again, and then we will find back to winning ways, and that's exactly what happened.
Phrasenschweinzeit. Yeah, exactly. And this is how it feels. But that's also echoed by Marco Rose, who said, okay, this is the first step, but now we need to start getting results to get back into the flow.
Yeah.
And we can see that if you look at the table, everything's really tight. We're now 1 point behind Dortmund. Spot number 4 would ensure Champions League qualification, but it's still a long way to go, and it's a long run. And we now need consistency and no slip-ups, but it's just good to see that the team did come back. The veterans came back. It felt better. I must agree.
Yeah. And we have to, and it's good that that we can rely on our coach, and that's why we like to call him Oberbeleuchter, because he shines so bright.
On all of us here in Leipzig, in the city, and the fans, and the mood, which has vastly improved. Well done, Richard. Thank you. Good. I think we can close this chapter, Union Berlin, for this season. Let's see if they return next season. I would like to see them again, but you never know what's going to happen. We have some club-related news, I presume. I think, Richard. What would you like to start with?
Quite surprising that happened yesterday. Our under-19 squad reached the round of the 16 for the very first time in the UEFA Youth League.
Congratulations, guys.
3 at penalties in the away encounter
again.
at Midtjylland. And to be okay, I want to be honest, I couldn't watch the game because I had to work when they played, but I read afterwards that this was a lopsided match. So it was 1-0 early for the Danish squad, and they had a lot of more chances. And then midway through the second half, one man was sent off during a double yellow card and a red card suspension out of something very stupid behavior. So it was something like about a throw in, and then he was provoked by his opponent, and then just thrown the ball into his face. Like you don't have to do that.
No go.
So and I saw this 1-1 equalizer in 90+6, where our goalie was in the opposite penalty box.
Did you get Coltorti vibes?
I got for a second, but then I got Pieplitzer vibes when the Danish goalie just flew through under the ball, and our number 4, I don't know what his name was. He scored. He was like a bit surprised, but then react quite well and just put this beautiful header into the back of the net. And then we
Perfect.
and then our keeper finally saved 2 penalties in the penalty shootout, and that's what leads us to the round of 16.
Beautiful.
And to all of you out there is no first and second leg game, so only one game, sudden death in the UEFA Youth League. So hopefully we will see our young lads at home, and then I would like to invite everyone out there to go there and chant for them and see what they are capable of doing.
I think they all surprised us because for a long time it didn't seem that youth teams or the under 19, the under 17 teams really performed, and this one now shines really through. This is wonderful. By the way, the under 19 team of Mainz actually threw out Barca. Congratulations to them. Well done. And unfortunately today, the youth team of Borussia Dortmund crashed out. What a shame.
Yeah, but I think the under 19 Bavarians, Bayern München, they made it.
Wow.
Let me take a look. So they won 2-0 at Basel.
Okay, sounds really good.
3 out of 4.
That's pretty good performance. Yeah, pretty good performance. So we keep our fingers crossed for everyone. I think that covers our club-related news for this week really well. And now let's move on and look at our next opponent.
Introducing our next opponent, their ignorant check.
So who's that going to be? We're going to be traveling to the Puppenkiste, Augsburg.
Yeah, Fuggerstadt, Augsburg. I do remember quite well our first game in the Hinrunde. I was in the stands with my family, and we outshot them. We steamrolled them in the first 30 minutes, led 3-0, and I thought, this might gonna be something like an 8-0 we saw a few years ago versus Mainz 05. Then we played a remarkable good last 15 minutes. We could have scored at least one more. And then I thought, okay, so now let's go on, keep the foot on the gas pedal and shoot them back through Bayern. But things changed rapidly in the second half, and I don't know, somehow I thought, okay, we had the wrong cleats on or something like that, or was with our heads and minds in the next game. So what happened was that Augsburg came really with a good mood out of the halftime, and we were pretty lucky that Demirovic did not score or did not convert out of 3 meters. Like it was like the 50th or 55th minute or something. And Augsburg had a lot of other good chances into the second half, and from our squad literally came nothing, which in the end it doesn't affect the outcome of the game. But I felt like this was a strange match, and But this is now like not
Many
no,
moons ago.
many moons ago. Thank you, and not a good example. Not something we could take over to our next encounter, because Augsburg changed the coach after a home loss versus Darmstadt in the Hinrunde, and now they have Jesse Toro, although they it's still only a mediocre team. With like after he took over 13 games ago, he had 4 wins, 5 draws, and 4 losses too. And only 1 win in the last 7 games for Augsburg. So maybe there's another crisis incoming. So no.
But to be honest, traveling to Augsburg is never easy for us, is it? And also, if you look at the record, I don't think we have been too successful over there.
Yeah, you're actually right. We had 7 games there, only won 2, and the last one we had was early in the 2020-2021 season.
Jesus.
Yeah, like almost 4 years ago. It was a 2-0 win. Paulsen and Angelino scored for us. And you know who had both assists in that game?
Well,
number 7.
I don't know. Number 7, Pierre Litbarski. Danny Olmo.
Yeah, Danny Olmo.
Was he there already?
Danny Olmo is correct. I thought, wow. Is it so long that he joined our club? And yeah, time moves on so fast, doesn't it? It's amazing.
Because he was injured for such a long time and for long periods. It seems like he hasn't really played that much, and he's only been at the club for 2 years, which no, obviously isn't the case. And if you now tell me that he was there almost 4 years ago, then I keep wondering, why isn't he playing at Barca yet? And I think if he had stayed injury free, he probably would have gone last summer as well.
Absolutely, I agree.
Good thing he's still here. And like we said before, let's keep our fingers crossed for many more weeks and months of injury-free Danny Olmo. And in the summer, yes, shine and play for Spain. That's fine. But do come back without an injury. Healthy.
Healthy. So
that would be good.
But okay, back to our next match. But okay, we talked about that we only won twice. But on the other hand side, we only lost once. Isn't it interesting, right?
Okay, yeah.
We only lost once, and it was way back to 2017. Week 5, it was a 1-0 win for Augsburg, where Gregoritsch scored the only one early in that game. And since then, we never lost at Augsburg. And talking about clean sheets. So we talked about clean sheets a lot.
Yeah.
So
they were kind of gone for 6 months now. I don't know. I keep losing count. 4 months at least. Since October, we didn't have any clean sheets.
Yeah. So, back to October, and then obviously now recently versus Union Berlin. But it could have been worse. So if you look to Augsburg, so they're like now 20 games into that season and always conceded at least 1 goal, and you have to add the last 3 games of the last season where they conceded at least 1 goal as well. So their last
match without any goals conceded.
We're back in week 31 versus Berlin last season.
That is even longer. Okay.
Okay. So
is this a good sign for us? Good omen?
I hope so.
Yeah, we have good strikers. They keep scoring.
But Augsburg has a decent striker too, and that's what Ermedin Demirovic.
Oh yeah. I kind of that rings a bell from that day in Berlin when he hit the crossbar.
And he showed us.
And you were jumping so high. I couldn't believe you were.
It was
the world champion in high jump.
Yeah, like Sergei Bubka, almost.
Without the pole.
Yeah, without the pole. I didn't need to jump 6 meters high.
Great performance.
Yeah, thank you.
It's on tape, by the way. At some point, we're going to share it.
Okay. Do you know how old he is? How old
I
is
would say the guy's 28. Best ager in football terms.
I thought that too, and I looked it up and was like, "Oh, he's only 25." And I was quite surprised because that name is so familiar to me because he is in the Bundesliga for so long now. Spent 2 seasons at Freiburg and now in the second season at Augsburg. And it's fair to say that he has played his best season at Augsburg so far. His best season in terms of his Bundesliga performances so far. So he's scored 11 times now.
Wow.
And in addition to that, he had 6 assists, so 17 scorer points in an Augsburg side. This is remarkable good, and this is something other mediocre teams are missing. So we talked about Union Berlin, and I thought myself, okay, hey, there's no one on this squad who's capable of scoring goals in a consistent way, and Demirovic is that guy who does. And I mentioned that he scored 11 times, and he scored 5 of the last 9 Augsburg goals and was somehow involved in 8 of those 9. So either he scored or he had this assist.
Okay.
So
he's very important for them.
Obviously, the most important striker is the captain of the team. And maybe it's also fair to say this is the best player of the team. So we have to keep an eye on him. And this is going to be definitely another, a much more harder task for our defense than they had to face now versus Union Berlin recently.
But then it's really good that Willi Orban has returned, and he just provides so much confidence, or oozes so much confidence, which impacts other players like Klostermann, and hopefully this will continue next Saturday. Wow, okay. This is not going to be easy. Well, we all knew that, didn't we?
Yeah, so we mentioned it, yeah. Wins doesn't come easy. But this time, not score prediction yet, but I have a slightly better feeling about next Saturday.
Very good. Is there anybody else to watch?
Yeah, maybe. Number 43, Kevin Mbabu. Also a familiar name because most of us might know him from his time he spent at Wolfsburg. And I don't know, he doesn't have any these strengths, remarkable strengths, neither some measurable weaknesses, in my opinion. But every time I saw this guy play, I like to watch him play. I don't know what it is. I cannot describe it, but maybe to all of you out there who will watch the game, keep an eye on number 43. This is the right wing back, Kevin Mbabu. This is his home. Is a nice wing player, box to box player. And he is capable of doing everything with the ball, and mostly without any mistakes. So it's a very, very solid Bundesliga player.
Okay, we're looking forward to that. Now, who do you think Marco Rose is going to send out to get those 3 points?
Liebe Fußballfans, wir kommen jetzt zu unserer heutigen Mannschaftsaufstellung.
So, the next coins I will have to put in our Phrasenschwein. Never change your winning team. So, Gulaschi, Henrichs, Orban, Klostermann, Raum, Schlager, Kampel, Xavi, Olmo, Goal, Panda, and Šeško.
Goal Panda. I mean, we didn't talk about him and didn't praise him enough for the Union game, but to be honest, he scored in almost every game now. It feels like it, and we just take it for granted at some point he's going to score. So hopefully, both of them score. Šeško and Goal Panda. Okay, it sounds to me like a pretty good team, like a pretty good lineup.
It should at least be good enough to come away with 3 points. So I predict a 2-1 win for RBL.
Brilliant. I'm going with a 2-0 this time. I know you were right last time.
Yeah.
You predicted a 2-0 win, and I said 2-1, and let's turn the other way around. Just one more prediction from your side. When is Goal Panda going to get his 5th yellow card?
Never, I hope, sir.
Oh, very good. I don't know. Hopefully not soon. Well, thank you, Richard. This has been really interesting. Another week. We keep our fingers crossed. To everybody else, thank you very much for listening. And a shout out to James. Thank you for your contribution and talking to us on Saturday. And we hope to see you again versus Gladbach in 2 weeks' time. If you like our podcast, it would be brilliant if you could leave a positive review on your platform. It would also be excellent if you could subscribe to it. You can always tell us how we should and how we could improve our pod by sending us an email to talk to us at rbleglobaltracks.com. You can also find us on Twitter. Our username is podcast_RBL. Thanks again for listening. keep your fingers crossed. Let's hope everything's going to work out this weekend. Let's stay positive. Let's stay calm and focused. All we need to say now is, auf geht's, Leipziger Jungs!